Hi crafters, this is Crafty Savvy and I'm back again today to share a little project that I came up with, and sort of a more like a walkthrough tutorial because it's really pretty simple, so I could just take you through it, and I just want to show you a few things that I've been working on. This is a card. It started off as a card, I guess. I recently sent a package to Kay at Kazikins One, just some happy mail to thank her for the kindness that she's shown me. And I normally make cards, which I love to do, and this time I wanted to come up with something different. And so after I finished making it, I decided that not only did I think it was a cute card, but it was also an element that you could use easily in a journal. So I'll just take you through it real quick. And so what I did was I took some book page and I essentially I glued maybe 4 pages together because it was super thin book page. So I glued about 4 sheets together, with the words going the right way. You know, I have a thing about that. So, and this was probably about an 8 by 10 and 3/4 book page, and then I cut them in half, so 8 by 5 3/8, and then I sort of made a little gatefold out of them. So pretty simple. So I'll just kind of show you here what I did. So this is what the card looks like all closed up. So I did stitching all around the edges with my sewing machine. Once I had it all glued and dried, then I did some stitching around the edges, and to keep the whole thing closed I used vintage lace ribbon or tie. And then for the front of it, for some decoration, I just used some of the doilies that I have in my stash. So if you open this up, I just put the ribbon through, or not the ribbon, but the lace through the doily so that it would hold together. And so when you open it up, the doilies are actually just glued on half of the page, obviously, so you can open up and get into it. So this is what it looks like when you open it. And so I just created a pocket down here. I put some lace trim and some flat back pearls on there and created this little pocket. So you could put a whole bunch of things in there, probably, you know, they'd have to be relatively flat. And then, so what I did for the package that I sent off was I included one of these tags. This is I guess they're starting to call them Patricia pockets. This is Patricia tag, Patricia Viramontes, and I will put a link to her channel down below. But it's just book pages cut into the shape of a tag, and then I sewed around the edges. I included some lace here. And then for Kay, all I did was, this is one of my coffee stained large cue cards, and I wrote her a little note on there, and I put it in there and then closed the whole thing up, so it acted as my card, my thank you card. So just one other thing I wanted to say, Kay, if you're watching, I know you had a question, or you actually were wondering about this little staple here, and it is a staple. I got this like, I don't know, a long time ago when I first, like one of the first things I got. It's actually from EK Success, and it's called a fastener, excuse me, a fastener. And it looks like a little stapler, and these are actually what the staples look like, and they came in all kinds of colors and patterns. There's silver ones, and sorry, there's a big glare, but so okay, that's what that is. And I don't know if you could even find these anymore, but I dug them out and I'm using them again. So yes, that's what that is. It's a staple. So so that's it. So that fits in there. And then when it closes up, you can tie it up. And like I said, you could use it as a card, or you can, you know, use it as an element in your journal. So if you don't have doilies like that, I'm sure you could probably use stickers, or what else? You could use paper flowers, anything, a button, a big button, anything that you couldn't easily attach to half of the page would work out really well. I also did some distressing around the edges for that. So that's that. And now just quickly, I'm going to show you some of the things I've been working on. So I recently found a book, and it's like super old, and it, if you could only just smell it, it's got red trims and it's got such a beautiful color. I didn't have to do anything to it. It's just got this lovely brown shade to it. And I've been really going, it was like I'm telling you, there were hundreds of pages, but I've been really going through it, making projects. So we'll just start at the top here. I, you know, just started cutting up the book and, you know, cutting shapes out, and really I got my sewing machine out one night and I just kind of went hog nuts. I just made little tags here, all stitched around the edges. So I made some little ones like that, just plain. And then I made a bunch with pockets at the front. So this is again a Patricia tag. I just shrunk it right down. I don't even know what size these are. So about 3.5 by 2.5. So that's those. So I just wanted to make a bunch of stuff that I could, you know, shove in my journals without really thinking about it too much. So there's another one there. Let's see if I can lay them out. And then, so that's the same thing. It's got a little pocket. That's just a little bit bigger. And then there's some more of the tags. So just like I said before, this is just a couple of sheets put together, and then of book page, and then I just sewed around the edges. I tried to be a little bit careful of what it says on the front, just in case you don't want to offend anybody in case you're giving it away. It's kind of hard to do that. I mean, you just have to be careful. So there's a bunch there that I made. My sewing's not perfect. I don't want it to be. I actually like it when, you know, the machine skips or there's string or things hanging out. I mean, this one's torn a little bit, but I think that all adds to the look of a vintage journal. So that's those. And then I kind of just went off on a tangent and started playing around. So folding up paper, like, look, that's just a mess, but it's okay with me. And this one's just a little pocket. So I could easily, I don't care what's back there because I could glue that down to a page. No problem. So I made a little bit, you know, pockets. So that's easy enough. Just fold up the book page. I sewed it all the way around, leaving this open. And there's nothing to it. And you can have elements for your journals ready to go. Here's another one. I just rounded the edges. You can see the color there. That's just the natural book age, I guess. And then I made some envelopes. I just went to my envelope punch board and I did the same thing. I just took it to my machine, and instead of gluing, okay, I glued here a little bit, but I just stitched around. And I think they're super cute. So there's a bunch of those. Those are fun to use, both that. And then I made some other ones. Not sure if I've seen these. I'm sure it's been done, but these are just pockets with so a little pocket at the front here, and I just flipped down one side. I'm not sure. I thought I had some that I left, actually the flap, you were able to flip it up. So you could do it both ways. This one happens to be sewn down, but you can leave it so that it opens and closes. So I made some of those, and these are about just about 5.5 by 4. So that's a nice size for a journal page. So there's a bunch of those. And then these are just some ones that look like envelopes. If you just lift it up, there's a little pocket inside here. So nothing new. These are just smaller. And then I made some little, so just the pockets are cut on an angle. So there's one there. Let's see if I can show you. One tuck there and one there. So I really like that. And that's just a small narrow one. This one's a little bigger. And I didn't mind that the words were kind of going on a diagonal like that. I think it kind of just followed the whole theme, so I was okay with that. So that's those. Oh, and here's what I was talking about. So these ones have a flap. I just sewed around the edges so you can tuck something in there. And this also flips up. So there's that. And this is just another little pocket. Okay, so then I have this one. This one is almost the entire length of a regular book page. So you could easily glue this down onto something. And this one has 3 pockets. So there's one here. And one here. And one here. And I really like the look of that. Gives you a bit more space for, you know, photos or ephemera or whatever that, you know, it is that you're going to tuck in there. So I really like that. That was fun to make. And then there's just a few more like this. I have the little flap going down. I glued it down here. It's just a little pocket. And then I have these ones. I wish I had... I'll just use this anyways. But so what I did was I just cut it into triangular shape here and put a little pocket on the bottom. And so you would glue it into your book like this. Right, and just down the sides, or sew it, or whatever you want to do, and then just leave this open. So this would be a tuck right here, and here too. So there and there. So I haven't put these in my books yet, but I'm kind of anxious to use some of those. So I had made a couple going that way and a few going this way. So little pockets at the front. I hope you guys will give this little card a try, because like I said, you can use it in your journal. That's a little element as well. And that's it. If you guys are interested in seeing a tutorial on anything that you saw here, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to help. You guys are doing well, and we will talk to you all real soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.